Am I using this microphone?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Yeah.
Any of this ever. Okay, so let's see how we're doing. Okay, so it looks like we're kind of moving here. Parts of it anyways. Hey folks, how's everybody doing? Hope you're well. If you could let me know if you can hear me. Yes, please. If you could let me know if you can hear me and see me all right, that would be really helpful. We don't want to get started until we're positive we have our audio working. I am using a microphone this week for the first time. I don't like to have it on me, so I'm just going to keep it on the table, and I'm still getting acquainted with it. So definitely want a thumbs up. Okay, Scarlett, thank you so much. Scarlett says she followed from TikTok. Okay, and she's already posting questions. Good. So Scarlett's got the idea here. Scarlett knows what's up. All right, you guys need to post your questions. Start doing that now. Welcome, David. Thank you very much. You can hear me, Megan. Good to see you. All right, we're just going to give this a second for a few people to tune in before we go ahead and get started. And I want to get my flowers looking right. Oh, no sense of direction whatsoever. All right, there we go. There we go. Aren't those beautiful? Wegmans. So, all right, so you guys, while a few people tune in here, I want to invite you to start posting your questions. Psychic, mediumistic, spiritual, paranormal, lost objects. If you have a question directly for me, anything goes. And we do appreciate you including names. Only be taking the questions where you include names of if you're asking about a lover, first name. You're asking about 2 different jobs you're debating on, first name of each one. You're asking to hear from a deceased loved one or pet, first name, please. Okay. That speeds up the process so that I can tune in with spirit or the information faster, 3 minutes or less per question, and then get to your neighbor. Okay, so this makes more room for everyone else who's here. I do want to invite you guys to check out Walk-In Night Psychic Fair, monthly virtual event that we do this month. It's going to be Saturday the 27th, starting at $15. For $15, you get 2 readings, 2 healings, a reading and a healing. You can mix and match. It is a first come, first serve event. We do sell out every month, so you are going to want to get your tickets ahead of time at ivyrivera.psychicmedium.com. Walk-In Night, our monthly psychic fair, showcases students and graduates of my Ivy League Psychic Academy. And we're offering everything this month, from like paranormal consultations to pet readings to autographs, psychic mediumship, tarot, Reiki, you name it, we do it. Okay. Check it out. This week's free mini class here on YouTube is going to be spirit guides and angels. I'm going to teach you guys on the basics with both of those spirits of the universe. And that is Thursday, the 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern, back here on YouTube. Also, just one more quick announcement. I did put up episode number 2 of my brand new series that just posted about an hour ago, if even. And this is the new series called Living in Truth, Short Stories. This is on Kundalini versus receiving a download, side effects. What's the difference between the two? So check it out. All right, looks like we have a few people posting and we're doing pretty well here. Paul, my adorable producer. How are you, Paul?
This time.
How about that? I'm a real person.
Yes.
Okay, that's debatable.
Right.
But so I do what I can. Names.
Yes, names.
Names. If you're asking about a love partner, a job, someone deceased, include the names. Okay, so he doesn't have to kind of hunt you down in the comment section. All right, so I do want to ask everyone at this time to please hit that like button, give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe. I do these shows once a week every Monday night at 8:30. Eastern, and then I do 1 to 2 free mini classes per week. You can hit the playlist to see the full list, and we also have our Church Roots Revival Interfaith Sunday service here as well. So if you like the sounds of that, subscribe. Also, feel free to leave donations. They are greatly appreciated throughout the show, and if you want to become a member for behind the scenes extras, curriculum, direct spirit messages, and your monthly horoscope, all kinds of stuff, hit the join button. Okay, we good?
Yeah, I also want to point out that next week, since we hit 5,000 subscribers, we're doing this. I did too. We're doing a special show. So it's called About Ivy. So if you have questions for Ivy, about anything you want to ask her about, that's the time to tune in. So we'll be taking live questions next Monday, the 29th. At 8 p.m. as our 5,000 subscriber special.
Okay. And do you want them to post them in the comment section here? Just mark them About Ivy? Or is that a hassle for you?
That's a hassle.
Things that I think are easy, not so much maybe. But yeah, I almost forgot. Thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers. This is huge. And thank you, Alex, for your donation. And, I just really appreciate your love and support. And it's really enabling me to do a lot more than what I would have been able to before. So looking forward to 5,000 more. And I'll see you guys at that About Ivy show. When is that again?
Next Monday, the 29th.
Monday the 29th at 8 p.m.?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Eastern, back here.
If they go into, on your page, there's a community tab. That's where all of our posts go. So there's a post up about that. And you can post your questions there. And that's where I'm going to look for them. So.
Okay. So yeah, any questions you guys have for me? All right, awesome. So welcome everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino Airwalk, and I own a school called the Ivy League Psychic Academy, where I train people internationally in everything ranging from psychic mediumship to numerology, astrology, Reiki, tarot, children as well as adults. You name it, we do it 100% online. So check it out. This is my Monday night Ask Ivy show where I take your questions, psychic, mediumistic, spiritual, anything. Go ahead and post them below. Okay, let's get started.
Okay. This one is from Scarlett.
Okay.
Is there something evil bugging my daughter Lillian at night? She's had night terrors for 6 months.
Well, I don't know that it's evil as much as I feel she's very mediumistic. I'm going to recommend the Intuitive Kids class up on my website. Paul will put that in the comments section below here. Intuitive Kids is going to train you properly in how to help her become empowered, how to help her learn discernment so that she understands what spirits she should be engaging with and what spirits she should avoid. As a little medium, and she is, this is something that's going to follow her whole life. And what we don't want is for her to get scared off and just start blocking it out. So what we need for her to do is to be able to stay in her bed, stay in her place, and take her territory back. To be able to say, no, I don't like this, and I know how to set boundaries. I know what to do about it. That class will enable her to do that. I think that what's really happening with her is that because our abilities are increasing, and we do see increases with all children. You went through it. I went through it. We all go through it at 3 and 4 years old, and then again at 5 and 6 years old, and then 14 to 16 years old. Could you open this door, please? Mm-hmm. So what happens with these increases is that it can sometimes get overwhelming, and all spirits, good and bad, are drawn to us to communicate. And I think that she may also be going through some past life resolution. And so I think it's really important, more please. I think it's really important to let her talk and express what she's seeing in these dreams. Do a little dream analysis, because it also feels to me like she's getting rid of some past life trauma. We just did a free mini class on this the other day. So check that out in the playlist as well.
Okay. We have one from Deb.
Okay.
She's asking, where did it go? Ivy, I'm up for promotion.
Okay.
Am I going to get it?
Are you going to get the promotion? What I'm feeling with this is that it's pretty likely, and I think that there was almost like a passing up. So I saw you getting passed up, even if you thought it was supposed to be yours or someone told you that it was yours. And then after that, I feel it happening. And I think a big part of it happening is that, how do I want to say this? It's like, you've almost got the knife to their neck also, not to say that you didn't earn it. You already earned it. You should have had it. But I think that this is about, them understanding that it's time, it's due, and they want to keep you. Okay. No one wants to lose you. That's for sure. And I think that it's really important that you make sure as you go forward too, that you do speak clearly about what is rightfully yours, what you've earned, what you deserve. And I want to say really plow through, some of those barriers. But yes, congratulations.
Okay, this one's from David.
Okay.
Can you tell me what's blocking my abilities? I try to talk to my ancestors, guides, intuition using your teachings, but either get no response or wrong answers.
I don't feel like you know the language. I don't recognize David as a student. So maybe you're taking like the free classes, but you're not actually taking the real classes that are far more in depth. So if you go, like the mini classes that I do are just little tidbits. It's not actual formal training. It's to help you to understand how to do it and to see whether or not you're ready for the next step. The next step is going onto the website. You go to ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com and look at the courses offered. These are 2-hour plus long trainings, and the psychic mediumship course teaches you in the actual language. That's a 2-semester long course. You could take it through video download, or you can join with us through Zoom. But I just feel like you don't understand. I feel like you don't feel like you're hearing from them because you don't understand what they're saying and how they talk. And I tell everybody this: if you don't get the foundation of the language, you're never going to understand. There will always be gaps. The language is a bit complex and it changes. The deceased communicate different differently than maybe like a dog would, or an angel from a guide. Everything is a little bit different. Okay.
Yes. Speaking of dogs.
Okay.
This is from Sarah.
Okay.
She said, can you read animals? Question. My dog Jack passed last September, and I was wondering if he has anything to say to me. Well,
I feel like his back area may have been slow. So this is like the hips, the organs. I feel like the whole, and it also feels like his movement. He feels a little raggedy to me, and like that whole part of him wasn't up to speed. It wasn't keeping him going the way that it needed to. And now I feel like he's got more pep in his steps. So I feel him like wagging and, almost reminds me of like dancing. He's very energetic, loves you a ton, is around quite a great deal. Is also talking about, I don't know if this is a child in the house or if you just have other people who are kind of playful, youthful energy in the house. He seems to like to keep you company the most when you're alone. Not to say lonely, but when you're alone, when you're quiet, when you're recouping, when you're doing what feeds your soul. So I feel that you take time at the end of the day to just sort of allow yourself to either be entertained. So whether this is like reading a book, YouTube, meditation, whatever it is, it feels like you're still. And during that time, I see him sitting on your feet and trying to get up on your lap. So yeah, he loves you very much. I feel like you did a beautiful job with him. This was a very nice bond between the two of you, like a real friendship. Very sweet.
This one is from Arlene.
Arlene, okay.
Can you tell me if Jimmy and I will have a family together?
I think that it's possible. I keep hearing that around the 4th year into the relationship, there would be a better understanding of what that's going to look like. And I feel that it's going to require that you put a lot of energy out. Okay, so it's like you need to not hold yourself back. You would have to sort of aggressively go after it, like planning. Okay, like pushing, like promoting it. And then I feel, yes, that could very well happen. It also feels to me like two. So I could be looking at, two different family members coming in. And with that, I feel a sense of, is this it? Or should we do more? And it's all up to you, regardless how many you bring in. But I do feel that would make it complete. And so if you were to choose to just sort of end it there, I would have a sense of peace about that. Just looking at it, it feels like a closed chapter in its own way. Mm-hmm.
This one is from Michelle.
Okay.
Said, I reconnected to a high school sweetheart, Christopher. We live in different states. What do you see for this reconnection?
Well, I think it's sweet in a lot of ways. I think that there's an innocence there, and that's probably carrying on that sort of childhood energy. There's nothing like that. And I think that he's going through some stuff. And I think that you've been going through some stuff. And so maybe not in the exact same timeline, but pretty darn close. And what that can mean is that you guys are sort of brought back together. This does feel destiny charted to me. It feels less like two people working an agenda and pushing their agenda by the flesh, and more like it's written in the stars that it would have happened. It was destiny charted. It would have come together. This means that, there's unfinished business there, that there's more of a relationship contract, and there's more work to do. I feel personally that this for you is going to be about healing. This is about remembering who you were and getting back to some of the basics, making better plans for your future also that resonate with your soul and have to do less with you giving out to other people, like wasting your energy in areas where, you really shouldn't, situations where you really shouldn't. And I think that for him, it's about healing from what he's been through. And it feels like he took a real blow, to the system. I also feel that he doesn't like to think things through very much. So that's another story for another day. But I think he likes to ignore red flags, and I hope he's learning his lessons. But I think that you're here to sort of point that out. And that's something that only you can do. It's not like he will take advice from other people. You have a way of being there for him, but also being like, well, hello, dum-dum. Like, you shouldn't have done this. You should have known after the first time this happened to you that you should have kicked her to the curb or whatever. And he's like comfortable with that. Okay. So it's interesting. I think it's friendship. I think it could be more. And I think it really depends on this healing process and when you guys might be ready to actually, piece it together as something more committed. Not right now, but it's growing. Interesting. That's cute.
Okay, we have one from Andrea.
Okay.
Could you tell me how much longer my relationship with will last? I know it's very complicated.
Well, it's up to you. There's not like a deadline on this relationship. So this is more of a free will question and less of a destiny charted question. I do think that they're giving me the number 6 for 6 months. And I feel that some of that is already like behind you in terms of needing to leave it. And so they keep referencing, meaning your relationship and your joy guide, they keep referencing your past. And so it's already in the past. It's already done, but it's like you're walking it out. So as far as like lessons, contracts, work that you were meant to do together, it's over. And you stay for as long as you choose to stay. I would never recommend overstaying a welcome. Don't be the last one to leave the party.
All right. Next one here is from Alex.
Okay.
Said, my cousin Ryan passed away last Monday. Does he have any messages for me?
I feel like he makes this reference to things holding him down, like chains holding him down. I don't know if he was confused or if there was any kind of drinking involved, but I feel like confusion in the head, sort of like a systemic, heaviness with him. And he's feeling more liberated. He wants you to know that he is feeling very empowered and that he's happy where he is. He feels more comfortable, to say the least. And I think that there's a lot going on in your life that he wants to be involved in. And so I do see over here to the future, I see a lot more of him. And so your relationship and bond with him, oddly, This sounds strange, but it happens a lot. Maybe more intense now and more productive now, where he is. He appreciates you thinking on him and watching over him. He says you watch over him like a concerned big sister. You know, like you kind of how does he say this? You fuss over him. You're fussing over him. Don't fuss over me. Okay. Don't fuss over me. It's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And tell the family. Okay. Tell the friends, tell everybody that I came through and I'm fine. He's giving you one single red rose, which is a birthday or anniversary around this time. So if that doesn't go to you, give it to whoever it goes to. But he wants you to know that he has his footing back. Okay. He has his legs back, his feet back. He's in power and moving. Very good.
Want to thank Alex, Deb, Andrea for your donations. It's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, for your donations.
Deb and Michelle, thank you so much for your answers. They're very, very helpful.
You're welcome.
Yes. And Alex did too.
Okay.
And she just put in that he used to get mad at me saying, stop fussing.
Stop fussing, yeah.
So
You're his mom. I think you guys have some kind of past life connection. I think you may have literally been his older sister, his mom, or was this her cousin?
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you see that in families. You're reborn, but not in the same positions. And the dynamics are still there. It's very sweet.
Okay, we have one from Paula.
Okay.
Said, I had my heart broken by Rob a couple of weeks ago. Was this man being too busy more of a blessing for me due to his past and potential current issues?
I would say so. I get narcissist with this. And what that's going to mean, and I'm not here to label anyone as being a horrible person, but sometimes we have really toxic tendencies. And when we get around other people, even if those toxic tendencies had been dormant, they resurrect and rear their ugly head. And I think this is what happens with you, with you and him. I think that you are, so how do I want to say this? Almost like bringing out the worst in him by being as good as you are. Okay. So you were authentic, you were present, you were honest, you were engaging, and his ugliness just keeps kind of coming up. And you may not have seen it that way. I'm saying it looks ugly to me in the way that it's selfish, the way that it's misdirecting. It feels a bit manipulative, and I feel emotional manipulation. I also think you don't listen very well. I think that you had warnings, and there were times when it was whether he said it directly or kind of indicated to you that his consistency is not going to be there. He has a lot going on that he needs to deal with, and you kept allowing yourself to be present. I think that you have a great personality in that you know when you should be patient and hold space and allow for people to grow and do what they need to do. I also think you need to know when to draw a line and walk away, okay, and cut your losses. And that wasn't happening here. And yeah, I think that there could also be sort of a pulling and tugging at you. Nope. You either want to be with me or you don't want to be with me. This isn't a back and forth. This isn't one foot in the water. I'm either here or I'm going. And I think you need to go and do you. It feels narcissistic to me. Okay.
Okay, this one is from Crystal.
Okay.
There's a person with the initial J.
Okay.
From my past, I never had any type of relationship with, just brief friends.
Okay.
He ditched our friendship when he went to college and said, hey, and I always have dreams about him. What is that about?
Probably that it triggered some level of woundedness in you. And sometimes people cross our paths not because they're great friends or family members or lovers, but because they're lessons. It's a karmic contract, and he seems to be there as a lesson for you. I think that you have some unfinished business in regards to abandonment and self-denial, and almost like a denial on self-care and self-love sometimes. And this is, a past life issue that needs to be resolved. Check out the class that I just put up on past life trauma. This isn't as bad as a huge past life trauma, of course, but it doesn't always have to be. It doesn't have to be like you're debilitated. It can be that someone crosses your path and just pokes and triggers you. And it's there for the rest of your life, popping into your head, popping into your dreams You hear that name and it just resurrects it again, that little thing that you have to do the shadow work on. And this is about abandonment. That's what he represents. And I think it's time for you to let it go, and to also start giving to yourself more and stop saying, I'll save it for a rainy day or later, or that's okay, I can do more. No, you want to take a break right now? You could do that too, and you need to start with that. So he's there to remind you of how to love you and count on you. Yeah.
Okay, this one is from Pris.
Pris?
Pris.
Okay.
Is this the right time for me to get my certificate in Reiki to start a Reiki business?
I would not ever approach anything in energy work looking to do it as a business, ever. I say this all the time. That is the wrong way to get into light work. If you do it as a business, it's going to be hustling. It's not going to be as pure, and it needs to be something, especially with Reiki, that you count on being hit or miss. As spirit needs you, as the universe calls you to be of service, you will be used. That could be 2 a month. That could be 200 a day. Who knows what it's going to be? But to go into it with a business mentality is the wrong way. It's light work first, business second. So in regards to the timing, do I feel like this is the right time to get certified? I do. Yeah.
Okay. This one is from Carrie.
Okay.
My dad, Tom, has a new girlfriend. I'm wondering if you sense any gold digger intentions. Her name is Molly.
A little bit. That'll never come to the forefront, like to the grave. That will never come to the forefront, meaning that will never be admitted to. There may be jokes. I don't know, not too funny either, and maybe even those not being well received. I wouldn't go there. I think that the smartest thing to do is to understand that energy that she brings, that sort of joking, lively, super personal, trying a little too hard, that energy, that's what he wants right now. That's it. That's what he wants. And for whatever reasons, I think that it's bringing some stability and balance. I don't feel a ton of truth in their relationship, but that's no one's business but his. And I do think that to preserve all relationships so that they can go forward, it's best to understand boundaries and stay in your lane. If that's what he wants to do with his money, that's fine. She would definitely be finding a lot of comfort in it, but I don't also know that that's like her main goal. I think she's got a couple agendas going on, and that's what he likes right now. Interesting.
This is from Megan.
Okay.
Should my brother Matt consider getting surgery?
I see 3 surgeries with Matt, and I can't prescribe a diagnose. So I'm going to assume that the one we're looking at is like mid-length, like right in here. But he'll have a few different things over the course of his life. So, should he be considering this right now? I feel like he's exhausted other ideas, not because he's super invested necessarily in his health, but he may be losing interest in being invested in his health because he's exhausted every idea. It's almost like a sense of being defeated. I do think that this could help him with the right doctor and doing it in the right time. I don't think it's something that necessarily needs to be rushed. I think that the recovery time needs to be really honored and respected and taken seriously, or else, we could be looking at not the strongest surgeon I've ever seen and him being sloppy with the recovery. And so some chronic issues that don't need to be there. So I would be careful, but yes, I do feel, again, can't prescribe a diagnosis, but I think he needs help. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Is that real?
Yes,
Okay.
this is official.
Just checking.
This is from Yanesi.
Okay.
It says, can you tell me if my sister Yairly, Yairely, can you tell me if my sister Yairly will get out of her toxic relationship? We fear for her and are desperate to know something.
will yearly get out of her toxic relationship. You know, I feel that she's really in a brainwashed state right now. I feel like I'm choking. I feel like I can't breathe. I can't keep my head above water. And that is symbolic of her mental state. That is symbolic of her emotional state, that she is essentially, please close that door, would you? Thank you. She is essentially giving up her freedom and her power to this individual who's definitely destructive, but goes from being destructive and like menacing to needy and sickly and debilitated. Like it's polar opposite, you know, type of an effect going on here. And I think that what she's going to have to do, honestly, is to hit rock bottom, because she's already in a state where she should be long gone, but she doesn't seem to understand the severity of her situation and the extent to which she has been not only brainwashed, but has, given up all of her free will. And I don't feel that it's something she wants to address, because she feels like it's overwhelming. So she's going to have to hit rock bottom and be forced to address it. Nothing that you will say or mom will say or common sense will say is going to bring her to that place. Sometimes we have to hit that brick wall.
Okay. So it's from Evelyn.
Okay.
Do you see a baby for me soon? I'm 33.
I think that you could do this soon. I think that you could do this within the next 6 months. I wouldn't even rule out 3 months from now. So the 3rd month, the 4th month, the 5th month, the 6th month. That seems like an extra month. Aren't there just 3 months? Whatever. 3 months out from now, I would really focus on this if this is something you want. I would do this all the way up to the 6th month. And then I am feeling like a little bit of quiet time, maybe the 9th month out being a good time too, between the 9th and the 10th, but I was feeling more like at 1 year and 2 months. So then we look out around that time again. No, why is it like this? Because it's up to the child. The child has free will, and a kid, I call it the kid contract. The kid who signs on to you, it means that you're the chosen parent for this work contract, but you have to abide by their timeline, not yours. So it doesn't ever work within, even if we get lucky sometimes and we think that happened. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with their timeline. And if you are actively working at it during that time, all the way up to, I want to say, about 1 year and 7 months, between the 7th, the 8th, the 9th month, that would also work. And yeah, I think that you could do this now. I mean, that's basically now. Yep. But it feels to me like it's a 3-year stretch of pretty good opportunity. It's just a little hit or miss. And they have a million reasons for that, as did you. Some of us are more complicated than others. This is a complicated kid. You know, this kid is very meticulous, very, very intelligent, may have a really high IQ, like gifted and talented, out of the box thinking, some Virgo energy in there, you know, definitely like, a little type A, everything's got to be a certain way. And I think we're seeing that reflected already in the life contract. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is from, Ulijah.
What is it?
Ulijah.
Thank you.
Doing my best.
Okay.
I would like to know what I can do to improve my marriage. Seems like things don't work very well, and recently I started to resent my husband Mel's touch. What can I do about it?
I would leave. Yeah. I think that resentment is deserved. And I think that this is not someone who appreciates you. I think this is someone who's been taking advantage. I think this is someone who sees you as something he's entitled to have, that you're there to serve him in some way. And I don't think he's earned it. I don't think he's earned any of it. And I think that you realizing it is a wonderful thing. I think that you have a very bright future ahead of you, not with him, but without. And I think that, you need to make the next person earn it. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. You deserve way better than this. Yeah.
Again, I wanted to thank Alex, Deb, Andrea, Crystal, Kerry for their donations, and Eileen, Crystal, Paula, Megan, Kerry, Yanesi, Evelyn all said thank you. Thank you so much. So grateful. Lots of emojis. Wonderful. Awesome.
Thanks so much for the donations, guys. Again, If you want to become a member for behind the scenes extras, direct spirit messages, additional curriculum, and your monthly horoscope, all kinds of stuff, you can hit the join button. Check out the second episode that I just put up tonight on Living in Truth short stories, Kundalini versus downloads. What are the side effects? And we hope to see you I will be back here for Spirit Guides and Angels free mini class. This is going to be this Thursday, the 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much, everybody. If you didn't already do so, hit that like button. Thank you, Polly.
Very well.
Thank you, Spirit.